Welcome to KBM Sports Talks. I'm Kevin, and today we got another 2021 NBA first round preview / prediction. And this series is so evenly matched, it's not even funny. I did not know who I wanted to pick. I didn't know. It took me a good hour to figure out who I wanted. This was a hard one to predict and preview. It was easy because they're two good teams that were surprising in a way this year. So let's get into it. Okay, we got the Atlanta Hawks going up against the New York Knicks. These two teams were, I believe, in a way, they were really surprising. The Hawks, not really as much as the Knicks. The Knicks, they got a playoff. They're in the playoffs. They're in the playoffs. They are in the playoffs, everybody. Yes, I said the New York Knicks. A New York team that is not the Yankees or the Mets. Take baseball away. And any other sport has made the playoffs. And the New York Islanders, take them out. That's hockey. The Islanders, those three are always good. Like, the New York Knicks, they made the playoffs. And they have a chance to move on to the second round. And they have a good team. The records are the same for both teams. 41-31 for the Hawks and 41-31 for the Knicks. In the regular season, the Knicks owned the Hawks. They won every single game. They won every single game against the Hawks. The game scores went like this. The first time they played against each other, it was 113-108. Second time they played against each other, 123-112. And the third time they played against each other was 137-127. So, they've been kind of close games, kind of not close games. There's been the first game they played against each other was only 5 points difference. And from there, it went to 11 points. And then it went back to 10 points. So, they've had good games. But it seems like the Knicks have had the Hawks' numbers all year. But going into this series, the Hawks are on a 4-game win streak. They are 4-1 in their last 5 games. And they've beat Washington Wizards twice in their last 5. They're a playoff team. They're the 8th seed in the East. And then the Knicks going into this, their last 5 games, they are 4-1. They're on a 3-game win streak. So both these teams going into the playoffs are on a win streak. So in the first game, one of their win streaks is going to have to come to an end. And with the Knicks, last 5 games the Knicks have played, they've played against good teams. They played against the Celtics. They played against the Hornets. They played against the Spurs. They played against the Clippers. They played against the Lakers. The only game they lost was to the Lakers by 2 points in OT. They beat the Celtics, which are the number 7 seed in the East. They beat the Hornets, which played in the play-in game to get into the playoffs. They did lose. They lost to Indiana pretty badly. Then they play the Spurs. They played against the Grizzlies to get into the play-in. They lost to the Grizzlies. They played against the Clippers, and they beat all 4 of those teams. And the Clippers, remember, they're the 3 seed, I believe. I believe they're the 3 seed or the 4 seed. I don't remember. But they played against those 4 teams, and they beat them all. All playoff hopeful, 2 playoff hopefuls, 2 playoff hopefuls, and 2 playoff teams. And they played against the Lakers and only lost by 2 points. Wow. The Knicks are on a streak. It's scary. They are winning, and they are winning good. And thing for the Hawks, Cam Reddish is out. That's a big loss for the Hawks. The Hawks, they got a great young team. They got John Collins, Clint Capella, Trae Young, Bogdanovich, Herter, Lou Williams. They have all these players that are great. Yes, I know Williams isn't that young. I do know that. But they have a great young core. They don't really have good depth. They have no depth. That's the only problem with the Hawks. They do not have depth. The Knicks, on the other hand, they have depth. They have a great team. Both of these teams have great teams. But the Knicks have a lot more depth than the Hawks do. The Knicks have Julius Randle. They have Norwell. They have Peyton. They have R.J. Barrett. They have Obi Toppin. They have Kevin Knox. I know he hasn't been playing a lot, but They have Taj Gibson. They have D. Rose. They have quickly. They have all these young players mixed in with these old players, or they have these young players mixed in with the veteran players. That is a great mixture together. They have great chemistry together. It is scary how good the Knicks are and how they're not really getting talked about. The Knicks and the Suns deserve a lot more respect than they get. It's kind of sad that the Knicks don't get the respect that they did get because of how they've been in the past couple years, but this year they're having a great year. Same with the Hawks. The Hawks, Knicks, and the Suns deserve some respect. And this series deserves to be hyped up a lot more than, I think, the Nets versus the Celtics, because the Nets versus Celtics probably not even a great series, honestly. It's probably not going to be. You guys go check that video out. I did a preview and a prediction on that series too. But it's probably not going to be a good series. But this series, I predict that the New York Knicks are going to beat the Atlanta Hawks in 5 games. Yes, I just said in 5 games because of what the New York Knicks have for depth. And what the New York Knicks did to the Hawks in the regular season was scary. They beat them every single time, and they won by 11, 10. Yes, I know the first game they won by 5, but still, they dominated them in a way in the regular season. 3-0. 3-0. They did not let them win one game. I believe the Knicks are going to win this whole series and in 5 games. I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I think the Hawks will get one game, but I think the Knicks win this series. That is my prediction for this series. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. It would mean a lot. And also, comment down below in the comments what you guys think and what is your guys' prediction for this series. Do you have the Knicks winning? Do you have the Hawks winning? Do you have this game going 7? Do you have it going the full distance? What do you have? I want to know. I will comment back. And also, right below that like button is if you're watching on a phone, it's to the right. Bottom to the right. If you're on a computer, then it's right directly below. That subscribe button. Until next time, see you.